guys, this is Alyssa. So today we're going to go ahead and do this makeup look. We're going over eyes and the mouth because this is not all one lipstick. This is like 3, 4, maybe 5 different kind of lipsticks. First things first, let me just like give you a little introduction to this video. Because of the title of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just tell stories about guys. That's what I'm going to be doing throughout this look, and I really hope you all enjoy it. So that's also why I'm going to be keeping the camera this distance from me so that I can tell the stories, because I also use my hands a lot in the stories, but I'll still be explaining the makeup. So let's go. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and use is the Too Faced Eyeshadow Insurance, as always. So yeah, like I said, we're going to go ahead and start with the eyeshadow primer and just put that all over our eyelid, a little bit in the middle here, or I don't know what that's called, the crease or something. And we're going to bring it out, just in case we do like a little flare kind of thing, which is what I plan on doing, but we're gonna see how this goes. So yeah, I don't know why I closed both my eyes. I'm only doing one right now. This is water, guys, so in case y'all see me drinking this is water. I'm just telling stories because I want to. First thing we're gonna do though for this, for the eye look, is we're gonna go ahead and use this color. But a lot of these like don't have names for the colors, which I kind of find odd, but at the same time, like, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna take this brush. It's from Elizabeth Arden, and it's just like a little eye brush, and it's good for packing on stuff. We're gonna pack it on to the part here, and we're gonna go up a little bit. Okay, so let me tell you about my first crush. His name was Austin. This was in kindergarten, and you know, in kindergarten, like, everybody's like super short. And so I was like, oh, he's so, like, cute and, like, small and everything. And he didn't really talk too much. Let me tell you where he is now. But yeah, I had a crush on him, like, my entire elementary phase. And, yeah, now, he's still short. Short as heck. Like, this dude's, like, 4 something, probably. Maybe 5 foot. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, he's super short still. And, I mean, I would say no offense, short guys. But, like, I'm sorry, I just don't like short guys. So, like, offense. Take it if you will. Okay. The next color we're going to be using is going to be like this bright pink. What's this called? Hot pink kind of color? Yeah. So it'll be a hot pink mixed with this tone here. So it'll kind of hopefully tone down a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, Austin now still is still super short, kind of embarrassing for him. And this is why crushes are crushes, because then later on you see you're like, ew, like they didn't even turn out all that good. That was my very first crush. And then also I had another crush at the same time. I had a crush on Austin, but this one was in 3rd grade. So, you know, like, it's not too bad. This guy's name was Dennis. I had a crush on him just because he was like a chunky kid, and he was really nice and had like these dimples when he smiled, and I love dimples. And then I found out he had a crush on my best friend. Guys, I was heartbroken. Like, y'all don't even know. You probably do know, which is really sad. But we were in 3rd grade, so I wasn't gonna be like, Taylor, you can't be my best friend anymore. No, I was like, man, you know, like, that kind of sucks, but oh well. I don't have a crush on Dennis. You know, like, Taylor, if you want him, he's yours, kind of thing. But at the same time, like, in my head, I was like, please don't take him, Taylor. Oh my god. So, we're gonna switch brushes now. Are we switching brushes? Let's see. What do I need to do? Yeah, we'll switch brushes. So we're gonna take our crease brush from the Eco Tools and go in our Victoria's Secret palette, and we're gonna go ahead and use this kind of like sparkly black eyeshadow. So anyway, back to the story. Like I said, yeah, he had a crush on my best friend, and I was like, okay, you know, like, it's whatever, that's fine. Junior year of high school, I hadn't seen this kid in like forever, honestly, and then we ended up sitting at the same table, because the tables are set up to where you have like 4 people to a table, and I think he was like late to class or whatever. One of us was late to class, probably me. And yeah, he ended up sitting with me and my friend Amber and this guy Tony, and we talked, and it was really cool because I hadn't talked to this dude since like elementary. Also, I think I shoved his face into the water fountain whenever I found out he had a crush on Taylor. But then after that, I was fine about it. So, yeah, anyway, that was Dennis. And, you know, he looks the same from elementary. So we're done with the crease brush. We're going to go ahead and use our highlight brush. So this is Lancome. Okay, so we're going to take a highlighter from the Lancome palette. There's not really a name for this palette. It's just Color Design. Mauve Sherry. But yeah, and we're going to go ahead and take this highlight. If y'all see me looking to the side, it's because I have a mirror on the side. And we're going to put the highlight on, like, right under our brow. On both. And this highlight is actually super, super bright, and I really, really love it. So that was him. Had a crush on him in 3rd grade, then, you know, finally, like, moved on. Oh, I had a crush on a Canadian in 2nd grade, too, which, no, it wasn't 2nd grade, that was 1st grade, and it was really embarrassing. The teacher had left the classroom one day to, like, go make copies or whatever, right? And as soon as she closed the door, I guess, like, I wanted him to notice me. So I stood up and I was like, woo, let's throw a party. And that's so embarrassing. That really is. It's not my most embarrassing moment, but it was an embarrassing moment. It was pretty bad. And I remember, like, I looked over at him to be, like, making sure that he's looking at me, and he was. Because I was being stupid. I know, Max. I was being so stupid. So, yeah, that happened as well. It went over about as well as you thought it went over. I sat down very quickly. That was Mac. Now we're moving on to, well, okay, eye makeup wise, we're moving on to the crease more, I guess. And we're going to do, not that black, but we're going to do like this silver kind of color. And we're going to do that in the crease. So we're going to use the shade brush for that and then just kind of put it in. So now moving on to junior high crush. Oh my gosh, junior high crushes. Oh, okay. So there was this guy, and his name was Miguel, and he was from, I don't know, Florida? I don't know, he was from somewhere. And he didn't really have an accent, but he was actually really cute. Actually, he looks like my friend Dylan, but younger, now that I think of it, which is kind of weird. So one girl, Justine, had a crush on him. I did not like Justine. So, what did I do? What any sensible junior high kid would do, and I sabotaged it. And they went out for a bit, and Miguel was in my theater class, and so I was like, this is how this is gonna go. So, flirted up with him and everything, and yeah, eventually he left her. That was my first home wrecking, and I felt such a surge of power. I remember it was the last day of school, and everyone was going around signing shirts, because that's what we did. We didn't, like, have the yearbook signings. We had shirts, and he wrote his name on my right sleeve. I remember this. He wrote his name on my right sleeve, and then he wrote his number on it, and I was freaking out. I was freaking out so much, but also I was freaking out because I didn't have a phone. Like, I didn't know how I was supposed to contact him. Yeah, I got this kid's number, and I couldn't do anything with it. And so I was like, well, that's great. Okay, so this is the eye makeup look so far. I don't think it looks half bad, guys. That was my first junior high crush that I remember. And then there was another one, and his name was Clark. This one was kind of bad as well, too. He was a white kid with very curly hair, so it looked like a fro. So my mom called him Q-tip. She liked him as much as you thought she liked him. I met him from my English class, Miss McCarthy's class. And I love English, I do. But also, I liked boys. Also, right now, we're going to go back with this hot pink, and we're going to put that in the center of our lid. Leaving a little bit of room for, like, some color pop. You're going to see it in a bit. But anyway, so, yeah, junior high, that was my other crush, and it was from either 7th or 8th grade. But yeah, and then I remember it must have been 7th or 8th grade, because his mom taught science, so I would always go to like his mom's room after school. Also, because I did tutoring, my brother and I went to the same junior high. One of us would be in tutoring. We had to all come together. All right, so now that we have the hot pink on our lids, same using the shade brush, we're going to go ahead and this, I don't even know where I found this thing. It could be my little sister's, to be completely honest with y'all. So it's glitter and shine violet, but it's so cute. So we're going to take the silver and pop that onto like the center, using the shade brush still. But anyway, back onto Clark. I remember one of my best friends at the time was this kid named Anthony, just because he was hilarious. Also, happened to be Clark's best friend. Yeah, I definitely became friends with Anthony to get to Clark. I'm sorry, Anthony was like, he was Clark's stuff. You know? These things happen to girls and guys, you know? Somebody's got to be the duff in the relationship. So, yeah, I would always, you know, go to Miss Conaby's room after school and, you know, talk with Anthony and Clark and whoever else was there. Mostly girls also because, you know, like, he was the most popular kid in school and I was determined to make him like me. At the time, he was in a relationship because he was always in a relationship with someone because he was the most popular kid at school. That was my goal, to get him to like me, because I was like, wow, he actually is really cute. And I'm, yeah, he was a cutie, I guess. Looking back at yearbook pictures, not so much, but I mean yearbook pictures. Who really did a good job taking those? Yeah, like I said, he was dating a girl at the time, and I was determined to have him date me. Now, this one wasn't out of spite because I didn't like the girl. The girl wasn't, like, necessarily my friend, but we were in the same English class together. Same English class Clark and I were in. So, like, I knew her, she was cool. I didn't care about her, really, you know? He gave me his number, and he didn't have a cell phone, so he gave me his house number. I didn't have a cell phone, so I called him from my house. And I called him, and then there was no answer, so I left a voicemail. I kind of forgot about that until, like, talking about it. But yeah, so that happened as well. Okay, what are we gonna do now? What are we going to do now? Oh, we're gonna do the little inner corner here. So during the corner, we're gonna go ahead and take our smudge brush, which has like the smallest little thing. We're gonna go ahead and go back with the highlight that we used for up here and take some of that and then just put it in the corner. Starting here, going down and around a little bit. So bring it under the eye so your eye has a little pop. Anyway, I left a voicemail on his phone, or his family's phone, and then later on he asked me out. And he had dumped Meredith so that he could ask me out because, you know, like, obviously you can't be going out with two people at the same time, so you had to dump one of them. So, yeah. And then I talked to my parents, and I was like, I really, really like this guy, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, no, you're too young to date. So I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, so I wrote in my diary that night. I remember I went upstairs, wrote in my diary, I'll never get the chance to love because, like, I thought I was in love with this boy, and then, you know, my parents said I can't date him, so now I'll never get to know what love feels like. And I'm so, like, I really wrote that. I threw in my diaries since. Okay, now we're gonna go with the highlight brush and just kind of, you know, but yeah, so like I said, I've thrown away my diaries since, but I remember writing that, and I was like, so stupid. It was either, yeah, it was my brother's high school graduation, you know, like, we're sitting there and everything, there's this guy video recording, and I was like, man, like, that guy looks really, really familiar. Turns out, it was Clark from junior high. It was my junior high crush, and he worked at the center, you know, just, like, helping out every now and then. And I came up to him, and I was like, hey, Clark, like, what's up, blah, blah, blah. And so we were like, oh, whoa, you know, like, how are you doing? Kind of, like, caught up there, and then I had to leave. Because, like I said, it was my brother's high school graduation. Like, we had to go. So, yeah, but I was like, that's really, really cool that I got to, like, run into you again. That was my junior high crush, like, a then and now kind of thing. Then we move on to high school. Oh, my gosh. I think it's probably worse because it's, like, the more recent ones. Like, it's not like I graduated high school last year. Like, I graduated a while back. But the memories are still, like, why did I do these things that I did? in high school, I was never like on the soccer team. I'm getting a little bit closer. But I like tried out, and so to try out for the soccer team, I took the soccer class. I didn't have a crush on anyone from there, but that's whenever I would talk about my crush the most often. Because this kid's name was Lyle. So right now, what I just did, sorry guys, I took this double wear Stay Onyx from Estee Lauder, and I took a very tiny Estee Lauder brush, and we're going to go ahead and use that to do a wing. We're going to try to bring it out and make it kind of thick-ish. Anyway, so like I was saying, Lyle, 9th grade, that crush happened. This is where the soccer part comes in. I would always talk about him in soccer, and one of my, I don't know if we were like best friends at the time, but like one of my really, really good friends, Amber, and she had been a really good friend since like elementary onward. She had made the soccer team, I didn't, so I was like, you know, whatever. So this is kind of like the eye look. I really, really do like having the wing out here and having like a little thing in here, because I think it just makes it look like really, really like nice. And like whenever you think of like the stereotypical kind of like Arabic look, this is what you think of, and I think it looks really pretty. Like Arabics have gorgeous, gorgeous makeup. Back to the story. Lyle, I told basically all the girls in soccer that, you know, like I had a crush on him, and like I would come with a story every single day and be like, oh my gosh, you know, like Lyle looked at me, or, you know, like Lyle and I talked, or like we share the same textbook, and just like stupid different stuff like that. And then my friend Amber, she was on the soccer team. She had stayed on the soccer team for years because she is amazing. It was my junior or senior year. And Amber and Lyle started up a relationship. And I don't think I ever told Amber I had a crush on Lyle. But then one day, we were on the bus, and we were riding home, and she was like, hey, did you have a crush on Lyle whenever you were, like, in, like, 9th grade or whatever, like 9th or 10th grade? And I'm sitting there like, that's your boyfriend, like, what are you talking about? Yes. And she said that, you know, like, some of the girls from the soccer team, like, one of my close friends had told her, you know, that, like, I was basically obsessed with him, because I was, and I think that's the only guy that I've been, like, actually obsessed with, kind of, you know. Yeah, she was, like, cool with it. She was laughing about it. You know, we were both laughing about it. I think it's just really, really funny. And it was just really, really embarrassing, though. You know, it's like, yeah, I had a crush on, like, who is your boyfriend now? Like, so that was the story of my crush on Lyle. For the rest of the eye look, we're going to go ahead and do, like, a little bit of, like, dark on the bottom, just because I think, like, the top and bottom look is really, really cool. Really, really pretty. We're going to go ahead and take the smudge brush from before and this black. And we're going to go ahead and use those to kind of create, like, a under eyeliner kind of thing. Yeah, that was high school. And then in high school, I also had my first boyfriend. Senior year, though. Yeah, I know, senior year. A really long time, right? And my parents are actually, like, super concerned about me, because they were like, Alyssa, like, it's okay to like boys. Like, you can date boys and everything now. And blah, blah, blah. They're like, you know, like, are you a lesbian? Like, they had that conversation with me so much just because I wasn't dating anyone. I was like, no, I'm not a lesbian. I'm not going out with guys because, well, one, nobody's asking me out. All right. And then also, like, I just kind of wasn't too interested at the time, I guess. My first boyfriend, his name is Morgan, and we met in wrestling class because he was wrestling, and I was like, hot damn, like, that dude's attractive. He was actually, like, super, super sweet and everything, and we went out for, I think, a total of, like, 6-7 months or something. And I was the most shallow person ever because the only reason I went out with him is because of his body. And then actually he turned out to really be a sweetheart, like I said. And yeah, and then I broke up with him because I was like, I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. Like, you're very clingy. Then later on that summer, of course it was in the summer, I got back with him because I liked his body. Like I said, super shallow, liked his body, got back together, broke up a month later, blamed it on distance, but at the same time it was because like I did not want to be in a relationship with him. Then later on, after that relationship, I had other relationships. I had 2 more like serious ones in college. Well, I can't really say this one was too serious. His name was Willis, and he was super nice, but he was a liar and a cheater. And he did not lie or cheat to me. He lied and cheated on his ex-girlfriend. And you know what? You can't do that. You just can't. And I'm not going to put up with it. So, like, if he had even tried to lie to me, I would have been like, no, like, calling you out right now. And, yeah, I don't deal well with liars. Okay, so that's the eye look. And then we're going to go ahead and do the lips. I'm going to show you how to do it because I learned how to do it really recently, and I think it's super cute. Anyway, so with Willis, I found out that he had lied and cheated. And, like, treated his ex-girlfriend really, really bad. So I said, no way, Jose. And I got out of that relationship. Alright, so for the lip part, let me show y'all. We're going to take this lip color. It's called Angel Red. It's really, really pretty, and it does not actually come out like this because it takes so many swatches. It's ridiculous. But we're going to go ahead and do the darker colors out here and then the brighter colors towards the center. That was Willis. That was my freshman year of college. And we had met... hold on, let me share. I'll line this up right. So, my parents have a business, and we would travel a lot. He had a business, and they had a kind of like booth set up next to us at a cheer event. And, hold on. Okay, so that's the outer parts done. Sorry. It's hard to do lips and talk at the same time. Anyway, so, yeah, I saw him, and I was like, not too attracted to him. But his business partner, I was like, hey, like, that guy's pretty cute. So I talked to Willis to warm up, like, the whole Anthony Clark situation I told you all about. Yeah, so Willis was the guy's stuff. And then I ended up dating Willis because I was like, wow, Willis is actually, like, super sweet and super nice and everything. And, yeah. Probably would have been better off with this partner, but whatever. Okay, so right now, we're going to take this Ruby Ripple from Burt's Bees and use that to kind of smear the Angel Red, but then also bring in the color slightly to the center. Anyway, so back to the stories. Oh yeah, so like after like a month, I think both of us kind of like, oh no. Okay, so I think both of us could kind of tell like the end of the relationship was coming up because he was 8 years older than I was. It's not like I was like 16. No, I was 18. He was 26. And, like my parents really liked him. I kind of liked him. And, like I was like, wow, this is going to work out, dude. Like I'm excited, man. And then it didn't. Okay, I know this doesn't look like it's making sense right now because it's not making sense visually. We're going to put the red in the middle and we're going to smear it all together and it's going to look great. Okay, so this is the lip, and I'm really enjoying this lip, guys. There was another guy later on in college as well, but this video is pretty much done. So if y'all want to hear that story or whatever, let me know in the comments below or give me a thumbs up or something. And subscribe because, like, that's cool too. But I'll see y'all later, guys. Bye!